Ice and flames call my name. I freeze, I burn, I blame. I love, I hate the same. It's on my face, I cannot hide from the mistake my parents made. I'm never moving on. Not made from love, a remnant of a selfish motive. Was I needed? Do I need it to go wrong? Polarized in hair and pain, pumping through my veins. Ice and flames call my name. I freeze, I burn, I blame. I love, I hate the same. If I embrace the side of me, I only fuel the fire. But is it wrong for me to fight against the balance of my power? History in halves, one brain. I will break the chain. Oh no, どこには呼ぶ燃える裏目凍ると僕の愛と嫌いにいる。Oh no, どこには呼ぶ燃える裏目凍ると僕の愛と嫌いにいる。I love, I hate the same.
One boom. And here we are. And we are live. What's going on, everybody?
Yeah, Kiss does suck. That's
were
right.
just
That's,
talking about Kiss.
that's strong take from you.
Yeah,
on Kiss.
It was. I have strong feelings about Kiss, the band Kiss, by the way. So, yeah, we're here for another wonderful episode of Okay Seriously, the place where you ask the questions and we give the answers. As usual, our special guest star Green Pants is here. Thank you, Green Pants, for joining.
Always, thank you again for calling me back. Every week, I love it.
My heart is warm.
Always a surprise. Should be.
There you go. And by the way, this is our 15th episode. I don't know if that there's some kind of hoorah or something. Do we still have those? Can we have little doodads like the trumpet or something? Can we do something?
Yeah.
We got.
Don't do sad. You can do. There you go.
I'll do
You
the
can
golf
clapping
clap. Yeah, a little something.
or sad trombone.
Yeah, I don't know if sound is the right word. So, what was I saying? Yeah, your residual check should get to you at some point.
Okay,
So-
I'm waiting for it.
I mean, if it doesn't, we'll just talk to payroll and figure out how we can resolve the situation. That. Yeah, but Kiss,
All right.
it's like they were huge. I don't know, were they huge though?
Here's the thing about Kiss.
Yeah.
I cannot name one Kiss song. I can only tell you that they are a band that wore black and white face paint.
Yes, and the '70s disco outfit.
There's somebody named Ace Frehley.
Yes,
Is that the right band?
Ace Frehley's
Yeah,
actually
I'm
a
saying,
pretty good musician, but yeah, but the
but I'm
band in
saying
general.
that's all I know.
Got it.
My sister never listened to any of it. Like I never
really?
even I knew nothing about Kiss until college. And when I went to college, everyone was like, "Yeah, they suck."
Right.
So
You don't know rock and roll all night and party every day.
once you started singing, I would not have known that was Kiss. But I also know who Gene Simmons is. So yeah, that's Peace Kisses too, right?
With the tongue, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, if you're known more for your appearance and stuff,
Right, then
you're
your
a
music.
shit band. I mean, like I've seen Guar, and Guar is a show.
Guar
Guar
is-
can't play instruments.
Guar's an
I mean,
experience.
you have a giant guy with a giant a bear trap as a face, with giant jaws closing, and they have a guy come in, which the guy eats during the show. The musicianship, not great, but but when Michael
Entertainment
Jackson
value
comes
is
down
huge.
and they cut his head off, and then they just start spraying fake blood over the whole audience,
Didn't
it,
you tell me
it doesn't matter if they miss a few chords.
Didn't you tell me once that the Guar concert they had like this giant like 15-foot long phallus that would like
Yes,
they would
it was a
shoot the that would shoot out across the
giant-
audience.
Giant penis, and it was I still want to know what it was that the liquid that they used, because it obviously wasn't like real blood or like real pee or whatever,
Or real semen.
but it did really stain. So like
Oh.
when before the concert they basically said, wear clothes you're never going to wear again.
I see.
We were like, oh, okay. And then we came out of it, and I looked like I just like walked through a paintball game like accidentally. and and yeah, you just our clothes at that point, just put them in a trash bag, set it on fire. Like that's it. That was it. But it was an experience. But again, not musicianship, not great. So for something like Kiss, where their whole thing is like their act and their the whatever, I just it doesn't leave a lot of room for.
They're very big into merchandising too and sorting their fans. That's part of their shtick.
Right.
Yeah.
But you got to have actual music to get a fan base, and
I would
that's
think so.
something I have not seen yet.
I would think so. Oh,
These are hot takes right here, but
Insomniland is one of our viewers today. He's asking about comparing it to other bands these days. So I don't know if he is a Kiss fan, perhaps. But
but with Kiss, I can't compare them because they're like a concept
I get
to
it.
me
More
of
a
like,
concept
oh
than
yeah,
an
it's the guys,
actual
whatever. But
reality.
whereas like the Rolling Stones, I'm like, oh no, I know what their music is and could compare them to other rock bands, and
he knew
or
it.
even like AC/DC,
Right.
where you've got the guy, he's wearing like the schoolboy outfit and stuff, but they're still playing music. He's still one of the best,
Sure.
guitarists. So
Maybe it's an age thing. So Insomniland was asking, yeah, no, we do know Rock and Roll All Night, but I need to hum a few bars for Green Pants for him to recognize it. So we do. We know our
yeah, I
hits.
recognize the song. I just would not have recognized it
as
as
a Kiss song.
And that's my failing, and that's fine. I'll own that.
Got it. That's fair.
I don't know or like Kiss.
Yeah.
And I have to live with that for the rest of my life.
I get that. My
make it.
my whole dream was when I was younger was that they were gonna be like because the outfits and stuff, and there was like there were comics that were made about them, and I kind of I'm like,
Oh, really?
they got these cool powers, and that was all about them as like guys with powers. They don't have powers. They're just bad magicians in makeup. Like shatter
Right.
the illusion. All right. Well, enough about Kiss. Here we go. We're here to
All right.
help people. So
We're here to help people.
we are.
People have asked for help.
They have. They've literally asked for help. So questions have been submitted. We will get to them one at a time. We have 5 questions, and then we're going to do what's called our speed round at the end. So let's jump right into our first one. So let's see. So our first question comes from get up on the screen here. First question is from Desiree from Banks, Texas. Desiree says, "My boyfriend and I have been together 2 years, but we live separately. Last weekend, I found an unopened condom package at my boyfriend's place. I knew for a fact he threw away all the condoms a year ago when I went on birth control. He goes on work trips a lot, and now this has appeared at his house. It is also unopened. What should I do now? Does this mean he has been cheating? Am I being crazy?"
Okay. This is Desiree.
Desiree,
Right?
yeah, from
Okay.
Bangs, Texas.
Here to help. Okay. Desiree. Lots to unpack here. But let's start with your first question, which I think is probably the easiest to answer. Are you crazy? Yes. Absolutely. Positively. You're fucking nuts. This is crazy. Wow. If I were to be held responsible by Mrs. Greenpants for any opened or unopened box that contained some sort of a, sexual product device or prophylactic that she could potentially be discovered squirreled away in my house, I'd have to burn down my fucking house. Okay? So, finding an unopened box of condoms and immediately catastrophizing to, is my boyfriend cheating?
No,
That's crazy.
She said she
So-
knows he had. She know. I'm almost with Desiree. I gotta disagree
Wow.
here. I know because she
Okay.
knows he threw away all
Alright.
the condoms, and then he starts going on business trips, and then he has condoms.
No, she doesn't know anything. The idea that he threw away all of the condoms a year ago, but there's still things that could be somewhere in the house, especially unopened.
I guess.
I-
Unless she went through his
like,
entire house,
I
and
had-
she did, then she is crazy.
I had a vasectomy 6 years ago,
Yeah.
and there are probably unopened boxes of condoms somewhere in the Green
I
Pants
see.
house.
I see. I see.
You know what I mean?
That's fair.
So if someone like found them, it wouldn't be like, oh, it'd be like, oh, I had no idea these were in the closet.
Mm.
You know, but I mean, she could. So Desiree, if you really want to know, you could ask.
I
Talk to
think,
your boyfriend.
I think
Communicate.
we're talking communication, the C word again. Yeah, no, I think that's one. I think you need to communicate with your boyfriend. Say, hey, what's with the condoms? Don't need them anymore.
Oh, okay, so you're on the side of like, or in your perspective, this isn't like a completely nuts question.
No, I guess not.
Okay.
I mean, you raised a
Um,
valid counterpoint that sure, she didn't search his entire house, so it didn't happen to know. Now, here's the thing: if you know where the condoms are, so she found. Let's see, she found what happened. Appeared at his house. Okay,
She's saying they don't use condoms because she's on birth control.
correct.
Yeah.
So if condoms can start disappearing from the box, do you think then is an item of concern?
Completely separate. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
If she found an unopened box and a week later she finds an open box with one missing, yeah, that would be a question. But just by finding a random unopened package, which literally could have been purchased whenever, so just because you threw away all the condoms doesn't mean you necessarily got every single one of them. So
You're convincing me. You're convincing
that's all I mean. Is it? I think jumping straight to the cheating, I think is a
Yeah.
lot. It's a
Yeah.
bit of a leap.
So the question is that there's doubt in her claim that she knows about everything that was in his house
Right,
and knows
or
for
just
sure
the
there
idea
are no
that like
condoms there.
right. It's just there's a lot of like assumptions that are being made. It's like I know he threw them all away. I know that we're doing this. They can't have been this, and so I think that it's going down that road before there's the
Right.
communication part, and so that's why
Yeah.
the catastrophizing looks like it's happening.
Got it. And I would say too, like condoms can be used for like admission. I perhaps on occasion have used a condom to masturbate into.
I have heard this.
Less cleanup.
That's nuts. But
It's nuts.
that's a waste of a condom. It feels like a waste of a condom when
Okay.
you don't need. Where are you with that you're needing to be fast, discreet, and have no cleanup?
I mean, clearly it
Is
works.
this like a? Oh, okay, all right. Okay, so at your age, you still feel the need to yank it at the office. Okay, that's cool. Go for it, man.
I have to disclaimer that in
I
case
can-
any of my coworkers ever sees this someday. I do not do that. that was a deception that I did there. Full disclaimer.
Okay.
But just saying. But yeah, but also like things like sex toys, right? Like I just put a condom on a sex toy.
Oh, okay. That makes. I guess. Yeah. But still, I think from a generic standpoint, finding an unopened box of condoms is not necessarily something to
I'll go
get.
with that. Did she have
like,
checked the expiration
immediately.
date and therefore able to figure out when they were purchased?
Right. If she had told us the expiration date in here, that would have been an extra piece of data which we could have used. But
Relevant
with nothing and just generic information and a lot of assumptions, I'm going with crazy.
Okay. Fair.
doesn't have to be mental illness. I mean crazy in the terms of like that's fucking crazy because that is.
Would you?
I'm sorry, Desiree.
Yeah, I don't.
You did ask.
She did, and I don't want to. Yeah, so Desiree, I would not worry. Look for other signs. Communicate with your boyfriend. You know, communication's key.
Does Bangs, Texas refer to like a firearm bang or like a fucking bang?
I don't know.
Like,
given it's Texas, probably firearm. I would have to
but
guess.
yeah, could be both. Yeah, I'm just curious.
Could be both, I guess. Yeah. Oh yeah, Super J asked why he wouldn't hide them better, which is a fair point. So like, not making a point to hide them, there's probably nothing to hide, right? Unless he's a complete dumbass, which I guess is possible, but.
Well, and she also doesn't say exactly where she found them. It was like they were on the kitchen table, you know.
Right. right.
It's like
right next to the plane tickets. It's like,
right, exactly.
On his packing list.
And a bunch of roses and a card
right.
to a woman named Sarah.
Right. With her picture, right? On the screensaver on his
we
computer,
don't know it's Sarah.
Right? Exactly. Yeah, so that's fair. So Desiree, I think you need more signs. Don't panic too much. Maybe casually in like a month or so. If any comes missing from the box, I'm sure then having a different conversation.
Yeah. Right.
For sure. All right. Well, Desiree, I hope we covered you pretty good. I hope so. Don't worry. Maybe things are okay. So don't panic. Next one. Okay.
Or you're crazy.
Or I mean, Great British has a theory running, so that could happen.
Right, that's fine. Just saying. Check it out.
What was I gonna say? Let's see. This comes from Foster from Soda Springs, Idaho. Foster asks, I'm 20 years old. My ex is 18. We had a 3.5-year relationship. It was the first for both of us. About a month ago, she dumped me because of emotions. She just disappeared from contacting me, but still continues following me on Instagram and watching my stories. Yesterday, she posted a picture with flowers on her Insta. Insta is what the young people call Instagram, by the way. I just wanted to make clear on that.
Okay.
Why would she do that? Is she manipulating me? Asked Foster. So they broke up, following his social media, looking at his stuff.
Okay. All right. Okay. Let's start with the basics here. When you started your relationship, you were both children. It sounds like your girlfriend was in the 9th grade, which means that she was probably more worried about her locker combination than anything else.
And her My Little Pony sticker book.
But, 3.5 years, being 18 now, so good news for you, Foster. All of that statutory rape that you've been committing for all those years, that's behind you. Now, that's all that rape is in the past. Statute of limitations hasn't expired, but hopefully you'll be all right. She dumped you because of emotions. I get that. I was dumped once because of feelings. So it's probably the same thing. But the fact that she's like following your stories on Instagram is essentially meaningless, because to me that just means that she hasn't like blocked you or kind of gone out of her way to unfollow you. So I wouldn't read too much into that. Only you can let yourself be manipulated. So if you're saying, am I being manipulated? Well, are you? Like, are you doing things different based upon
these things you suspect?
There are lots and lots of other fish in the sea, and I'm sure there are fish in that sea that would even date someone named Foster. Okay, I'm sorry that your parents named you after a shit Australian beer. That's awful. They made some terrible life choices. That's not your fault, and I'm sorry you have to live with that. Change your name to Bud, Sapporo, Heineken, anything. Blue Moon, better than friggin' Foster.
I mean, Iron City.
But yeah, something. Labatt's. I would say that you can. I'd say walk away and move on to your next relationship, and you're thinking a little bit too much about your old flame.
I wouldn't worry about it. And can we do a show of hands of how many times you check out your exes on social media? Like, hello.
Well, yeah, because I'm trying to I don't have the a knowledge of what an Insta is or an Instagram or following stories, but I'm assuming a story is the same as like a Facebook
looking
post
at a
or
post.
something.
We're dating ourselves.
So, right, but like that, like I couldn't. If someone looked at a post, I guess you could say like, hey, they were interested in something, but reading into it because it was your like ex. No, yeah, I think that's
there's nothing wrong with looking at your ex on social media. You want to see pictures of them, see how they're
No.
doing. I mean, you know,
Right.
is he with
And-
somebody else? It doesn't mean anything. It's just like you're just curious. Oh, there was
Right.
somebody else. Oh, look, there was somebody else 2 weeks after we broke up. I guess
Right.
all we had wasn't that. And then they'll go on their little internal whatever, and then that'll be it. And it still doesn't affect you. And to Green Pants' point, you're allowing yourself to be manipulated, right?
The one of the parts I was confused about was that she posted a picture of flowers. Is that meaningful in some way? Do flowers as a post mean something?
Right. And why do you think it's all about you?
Because he
Foster?
said, well, he said she posted flowers. Why would she do that?
Right.
And like, is that like some sort of secret sign for like
I don't
I'm
know.
available? Like I have
Something from the
flowers on my
relationship.
profile.
Oh, is that like a code? I don't think that's a code. is
I
it?
don't know. That's what I'm wondering. If it's like because he's like she put flowers out there as if like that's
Yeah.
everyone knows if
And
you
if-
see that it means this. And
Well, and to my point, Foster, if they're not addressed to you, it's like, why do you think it's all about you, man? It's like maybe she just posted flowers.
Yeah.
Maybe they're from her new boyfriend. Why are you so
Yeah,
out of shape about
'cause-
it? You know?
because you were there for 3.5 years. I clearly you're still a little broken up because she kind of it sounds like the reasons were a little bit vague, emotions, but yeah, with respect to social media, don't expect her to suddenly stop following you and everything. And just because she is checking out your stories does not mean that she's still interested in you and that maybe you can get back together.
Correct.
It just means that she's looking at what you're up to.
I
So
think we all intrinsically have that urge for our exes to be miserable for the rest of their lives after they break up.
do we all have that? I don't. Maybe right after a breakup initially, but I want everyone I've ever dated to be happy and
That's great. I do
full
too.
of joy.
Sure.
I think you're lying.
To find the ultimate happiness. Yeah. So I don't know. Like, I'm just trying to see if we're not reading into anything, right? To disappear from contact to me. Yeah. So she ghosted you,
Yeah.
and then she looks at your
Yeah, unless the
Instagram.
flowers thing misses something. But like she ghosted you, but she broke up with you because of emotion. So it
Right.
sounds like it was like, yeah, we got in a fight because she was sad or depressed or mad or whatever.
Right.
An emotion is.
Right. You got dumped,
and then they broke up, and he's looking at Instagram and going, well,
she
she
looking at my
hasn't
Instagram.
done anything to specifically remove me from Instagram,
Right.
so there's still a chance.
Right.
Like, no.
And oh, look, flowers. That means she
Foster.
wants me to message her. No, she does not want you to message her, Foster. Do not message this woman. She
Right.
broke up with you. It's done. Don't be crazy, stalker, dude.
Yeah.
Message received. That's it. It's over. Move on.
It's move on and use your middle name from now on.
Whatever it is.
Unless it's something equally egregious, but
Like Brisbane.
it can't be worse than Foster. Yeah, I mean, that's very Australian. I mean, Foster, Brisbane,
That's what I'm
Sydney.
saying. Sydney the third. All right, let's do the next question here. So, our next one comes from Kent from Fry's, Virginia. Kent says, "I have a job with a W-2, okay, that I need to submit taxes to every
Okay.
year. I've had it for about 4 years. I don't know if he means the W-2 or the job. I'm assuming the job. Recently, I got a second job, and that employer asked me to also fill out a W-2. Do I have to do this? I explained to the manager I already have a
Yes.
W-2 at my other job. He insists I need another one. I'm afraid I'll be paying taxes on 2 jobs. The whole reason I got the other job in the first place was so I didn't have to pay taxes. What can I do?" Behold
Okay.
the failing education system of America.
Kent, I think I see what is happening here. You don't understand how anything works. So we're here to help. First, I want to say that I guess I'm kind of glad that the manager at the second job didn't immediately boot you out the door when you said that you already had a W-2, because
Right.
that means that the second job requires no thinking skills whatsoever. But I hate to be the one. I hate to be the one to break this to you, Kent. But you don't get to choose which sources of income that you pay taxes on. If you're intent on having a second job, and that intention is to specifically have that job in order to not pay taxes, what you're trying to do is what's called a crime. And there are lots of different versions of this. You can have fraud,
evasion.
just straight up tax evasion.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
a lot of fun felonies that you could, get yourself locked up for a long time if you're interested. I would shy away from that though, and just if you need the extra money, fill out the second W-2.
There you go. There you go. But I want to go back. So you don't fill out a W-2. You fill out a W-4. Maybe I'm being a little pedantic. W-2 is the thing you get
Right.
at the end of the year when you got to file your taxes.
Yeah, I'm assuming he means that is that I get a
But
W-2
the
or
fact
fill
that
out
you
the
even know
W-2.
that is concerning. Like who does
Right, okay, fair
who
enough.
does your taxes?
I,
Like,
I'm
consult a
surprised
certified
Kent does
professional.
taxes.
I know, right? Can't get a tax advisor.
Um,
Have him fix up your shit because
yeah.
you don't even know
First,
what's wrong
ask him how taxes work.
with it. Right.
And what they represent. This is this makes me a little worried for this just makes me this actually just justifies my great concern for the
Yes.
lack of education that we have
Well, right.
going on.
And we talked about this, right? Like we
Um,
look at school at public school, right? That you know, it's like, oh, you got to take pre-calc, and it's like, and I'm an engineer, and I don't feel that everybody should have to take pre-calc. You know, I mean, I had to, yes, because I
Right.
went engineering, but like making everyone like I'm gonna be an English lit major, okay, take pre-calc. That's absurd. You know what I mean? Like you should understand concepts of math and how they work, but going to that level of detail is ridiculous. What pre-calc should be substituted with is financial literacy, personal finance
Right,
101.
exactly.
Right? Personal finance
like
101.
what the difference is
Understand what
between a
stock
fixed
is.
mortgage,
Right.
a variable
Variable
rate
rate.
mortgage versus a fixed rate mortgage,
Yes.
which fucked a lot of people who didn't
Yes.
understand what variable meant.
And what down payments mean, and what, you know, all these
Yeah.
wonderful personal financial things that will help you live your
Yeah.
life. You know, how to
That
fill
are
out a
all
check.
critical, and you will and you will experience sometime in your life, but for some reason they are just not covered in school whatsoever.
Right.
So,
And they should be. And the
yeah.
evidence is here.
so from a wider, so I'll be speaking at my local school board meetings, but for now, I think getting a financial literacy course somewhere in the
Yes.
1 to 12 grades would be fantastic, I think.
So Ken, so just to summarize, right? You need to pay taxes on all income that you make.
Yep.
You need to report it. Although one of our viewers here in Somland, he points out that if you're a bartender where it's all cash transactions, then you can neglect to claim your tips. Technically true, however,
Right.
technically illegal.
Also a crime.
Also a
So,
crime.
if
Will you get away with it? Probably.
like it's yeah, probably to an extent. But if you're trying to work out with management that you do not want to pay taxes, that's not going to happen.
Because then, if they do help you, then management is also committing a crime.
Right, they're what's called an accomplice.
Yes.
And that also gets into the whole crime thing. I don't know if you know
such
about
a
crime,
slippery
but
slope.
just you don't want to get in that system.
The breaking of the laws because of the laws.
Yeah. And I guess you don't know the laws, so I would, learn some of the laws, especially before you try to loophole them.
Right. So can't pay your taxes. Fine. Also, yeah, it sucks that dude's got to have two jobs, right? It sucks that anybody has to have two jobs. That's the great swindle.
Oh, absolutely.
Great swindle of capitalism was. Like, he's trying to make ends meet, and he's got to work two jobs.
Well, it's what happens when you have capitalism, unfettered capitalism, where
Correct.
you don't have like a solid social safety net built in to catch all of those. But yeah,
Known as
'cause,
the laissez-faire from the French. Capitalism. Which doesn't work. History
so
says
yeah.
it doesn't work. But
and the fact that you have to get most people get their health insurance from their job, and not all jobs even offer health insurance, which is just crazy to anybody in any other developed nation in the world. But here we are. So
no. So Kent, yes, just to summarize, it's W4 not W2. You must pay taxes on every job you work. Get a tax advisor. He will help you do all the paperwork and find the maximum tax benefits for your financials. That's my advice.
or just skip paying taxes at all and see what happens.
There you go. See what
I just want to give you options.
There you go. All right, Kent. Well, good luck. And if you wind up in tax jail, drop us a line. Let us know how you're doing.
Yeah, I'd be curious.
Great.
If just how many years you got and for what?
Yeah, okay. Next question comes from Lucas from Placentia, California. Lucas asks, "There's a cute barista at the Starbucks in my neighborhood. We see each other often, and she knows my name. We wave and say hi whenever I come in for a coffee. I think she's really cute and would like to get to know her. Any advice?" Advice. Starbucks barista.
Oh, Lucas.
I'm Lucas.
Oh, just A young person infatuated with a hot stranger. I love it. Okay, Lucas, I realize that you're kind of excited that she knows your name, but I got to tell you, it's the bar is a little low for a barista because they need to ask you your name every time you order coffee, so they can write it on your cup, so that she remembers it. I mean, that's great, but I wouldn't necessarily read into that. Looking for advice, I would say, back in the before times when
In the long, long ago.
in the long, long ago, there was a technique called communicating, and we had there was a like a cultural thing that we did. Like if you were interested in maybe spending some time with a member of the opposite sex or even the same sex, you asked what was called go on a date. We called it a date, and you would ask someone for a date, and then the two of you would go somewhere together. Probably not Starbucks, as that's her place of work. But I would give that a shot.
Good pro tip.
the
don't
talking
bring her
to
to
her.
Starbucks.
Yeah,
Yeah. So go, if she's doing
would
the
you-
smiling and the
yeah,
nodding, yeah, it's. But you're right. Don't look into the name thing. She writes your name on a cup every day, dude. So your pants smiling
Yeah.
with that. But
Yeah. you
talk to
see,
her.
you seem excited, so I don't know.
You got it. It is typically good to if you want, and this is how much you want to beat around the bush and how shy you are and all that. It's like kind of like maybe start with the casual thing, like, "Hey, how was your weekend?" And if she says, "Oh, my boyfriend and I went to the beach," the conversation's complete, and you now know.
Right.
You now know what the odds of
You now know that you have to get a boyfriend out of the way. So
Well,
you know
that
what
was
your
not-
step one
not
is.
where I was going with that.
So before the date, you've got a boyfriend. Now you have an obstacle. Now, how do you remove the obstacle?
That was a great
Oh,
scene. That made me think of Deadpool, right? The cab driver. Remember that? You saw the movie.
Oh
right?
yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Who's that in the trunk? It's like, you can't do that. That's wrong. Kill him.
So good.
Yeah.
Deadpool and Wolverine. That's gonna be awesome.
I'm looking forward to that. Actually, it's gonna be a lot of fun. Kevin Feige's not Feige. Iger did a film conference or something. All fired up. So hopefully this will be a turnaround from the Marvels. Have you seen that one?
Oh my God, so
Right.
bad.
Jesus
Oh my God.
Christ. Oh,
Oh, I was uncomfortable watching it for the people in it, and I
Thank
was
you.
watching it at home.
thank you.
It was, yeah. Like, I get that the actress who plays like Camilla Khan is like cool, and she's like has a lot of energy and stuff, but the movie's still terrible.
Busted.
Like it's just
Buster.
bad.
Oh my God. So where are we going?
But
Lucas,
that wasn't Ken's question. That was not
Lucas-
Lucas's
Lucas's
question. Lucas
question.
wants to know, what do I do about this barista?
casual conversation. Started up. How was
Casual
your week?
conversation.
How was your weekend? Is always a good one. Hey, anything going on this week? Doing anything fun? Maybe bring up a hobby of yours. Hey, I'm going da 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 da. You ever heard of that? Oh yeah. Blah, 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 blah. If that looks like there's a bit of a rapport, like she shows interest in what you're asking or interest in giving you a response, then perhaps the window's open. Said, hey, if you're not doing this weekend, I would love to take you out to dinner and know you better. That is the dating thing that described, and you go on a date and you get to know each other.
Yeah, and if you hit one of those roadblocks like Vanguard was talking to, like a boyfriend or a
boyfriend.
husband,
Husband.
then that's an extra step because you've got to remove that person from the equation before you move on with your
or a wife, or
with
a
your
wife
plan.
or girlfriend potentially. Then you got to turn her straight and get rid of this
Yeah, so let's hope you don't have all of those challenges,
So many
but
hurdles.
they will be something that you'll have to face. So best of luck to you.
life with
I hope
Dave.
it yeah.
All right. So good luck, Lucas. Give us a
Good
follow
luck.
up, Lucas. Let us know how it goes. If you ask her out, see what she says. Give us the scoop. We want to hear. Don't be creepy.
I do. I want to see how this went. Yeah. Well,
Ask her out.
but you got to trying to do the small talk, but not be creepy, and then
Right.
do that multiple times. So yeah, it's a fine line, Lucas.
It is.
So
It is.
good luck.
Right. Like if you do the small talk, here's a tip, Lucas. Before I go, all right. So I know I went to that question. I should. So if you do the small talk and she seems receptive to it, but then the next time if you're in there she's a little more standoffish, it means the answer is probably no. I mean, you could try again for sure, but you got to pick up on these verbal clues. So
You do.
something to keep in mind. All right. Our last question. Let's see. This
All
is
right.
Camilla. Camilla from Concrete, Washington. Camilla asks, I
Okay.
get really bored, but I have plenty of hobbies. There are things I like to do, I just don't want to do them now. Not in a depressed way. I've had depression before, and it's definitely not that. I have struggled with this my entire life. I just want to sit home and do nothing and feel sad. Usually I resort to just mindlessly perusing the internet, but it doesn't always work, and I don't like doing it. What is wrong with me? Bella.
Uh, okay. Sorry, Camilla. The cognitive dissonance that I was having by just hearing your email there started to give me an aneurysm. Um, so yeah, let me just say, uh, being no longer interested in your hobbies and wanting to stay home and be sad all the time, and just not being interested in anything is called depression. So you say that it's not like that, but it does sound a lot like that. And don't like depression is all the rage now. Like we all have it. I mean, especially, I mean, the world is on fire and there's absolutely nothing any of us can do about it. Like we're all completely fucked. I get it. I get why you would be depressed. But let's unpack this. So take that gun out of your mouth and we'll figure out how to help.
Yes. For sure. I
Is that an agreement? I don't know what.
yes. Camilla is depressed. I'm sorry
Yeah,
if you
she's
didn't realize
depressed.
it, but it is. Yeah, that you
I'm
just
telling you, we're all there. You get it. It's hard out there.
it is. It is. And that's fine. You just need to I mean the key is to recognize it, right? And you can actually start to get help from it. Talk to a professional.
Right.
Medication is the path, and that's the path you go. If you get benefit from talking to someone, then talk to someone. But yeah, the things you're describing when you lose joy in the things of life, that's depression.
That's depression.
Yeah. So
And it can be treated and it can be helped. And
yes.
medical professionals can get you to a point where you're like, wow, I can't believe I feel normal again. And it's like you were depressed before. I mean, it's definitely worth seeking help for.
Yes. So
'Cause otherwise, because it sounds like you weren't always depressed. Like if you have a lot of hobbies and like to do them,
right.
but like right now sounds like maybe something happened and now you're no longer interested in them and you don't want to call it depression because you're like, well, I have the hobbies, so I can't be depressed.
Right.
It sounds like you're depressed, and that's just why you've not been doing the hobbies.
Right, and ask yourself, when's the last time you did your hobby? Why not? Why does it not hold joy for you anymore? Why do you have no interest in doing it? Why are you just sitting around surfing the internet and doing nothing productive? These are escape vehicles and not really confronting a problem.
Sunlight, fresh air
Again,
could be helpful. Does this mean outside?
Yeah.
What does this mean?
I put words up on that. You probably can't see them. I put words up.
Oh, I've been wondering why you're doing this. If this was some sort of agreement.
I'm pointing at the messaging. I'm pointing at the takeaway. The takeaway is right above our heads.
Oh, okay.
It's
See, I don't see all the fancy special effects that you have going on.
Yeah.
For the people.
Camilla, absolutely. If you feel this way and you felt this way for a while, absolutely get help. This is not a good state to be in for an extended period of time. Need help? Find that help and get it. We want you with us and happy and enjoying life again and finding joy. So,
and that can happen. You just need to ask for help and follow it. Otherwise, you find yourself just surfing the web and wasting a lot of time.
Right.
So.
And she doesn't even like that. She's like, I do that and it doesn't work. I don't even like doing it. So you don't even like the thing you're doing to avoid the things you don't like doing. It's like
So what do you have to lose?
There you go.
If you're don't want to do anything now, well, just do that one thing. Get some search for some help, and you might find yourself starting to like to do the other things again too.
Yes, that's for sure. And Camilla, you say you've been depressed before and it doesn't feel the same. Well, it doesn't always feel the same. Right? Depression's different in different circumstances, different people, different times in your life, different sources, causes, things you have piled on. It may very well feel different, but you're describing the symptoms of depression. And we beseech thee to please seek help. Know how you're doing. Now we're concerned about you.
And the world is on fire, so we get it. There's nothing any of us can do about it. I mean, we live with that every day.
We do.
Have
to.
We're all just waiting for the heat death of the universe.
put on both the pants and you know put your pants on one leg at a time and get out there and
Right. I jump into my pants actually. So
you really.
both legs at a time. Mhm.
All right, so it is time for the speed round.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah. So let's do
Is
this.
it me?
It's you are.
It's
up.
me this
Yes,
time.
it is you. So for sure.
Okay.
So for those of you who aren't familiar, we have 5 questions here. We're going to do a rapid fire, and it's Green Pants' turn. So I'm going to get the timer ready. He's going to have 1 minute to answer these 5 rapid fire questions, and the timer will start after I finish asking the first question. So very Family Feud-ish style there. So Green Pants,
Okay.
are you ready?
Yes.
Excellent. Okay. What was your least favorite food as a child?
Woomkies.
What was the worst style choice you ever made?
Khakis, plaid flannel, and tie with a big grizzly bear on it and a forest scene.
Correct.
Wore that to Barnes & Noble.
That's correct. What is your favorite magical or mythological animal?
Oh, Typhon. Absolutely.
Go on. If you were going to sail around the world, what's the name of your boat?
Usain Boat. Or Finn and Tonic. The Codfather.
I love the Godfather. If you could add anyone to Mount Rushmore, who would it be?
You know, at this point, I would add Pete Davidson, because that guy, he's got Ariana Grande, Kim Kardashian. He's in a new comedy with the hot chick from The Big Bang Theory, and he's just like a weird-looking, lanky, depressed dude from Long Island. Like clearly, he is magical, and so if someone was to be on Mount Rushmore, I'd put him. Perhaps
Wow.
second place would be Sacha Baron Cohen.
Okay. I mean, okay. I think Mount Rushmore is typically former presidents, but
Yeah, but
was
it didn't have to be.
The-
It didn't.
sure.
It didn't. It said anyone. Did you not say anyone?
I did. It was anyone.
Did you? I did not hear you say former president.
Fair. I
Oh,
thought it was
I picked
implied in the
anyone.
context, but that's great. That's great. So, here's the thing. I don't think he's funny.
No, neither do I.
Oh, okay.
But I
good.
think
Thank
he's
God.
magical.
Oh my god.
Oh no. That's what I'm saying. I don't get it. I'm totally
Okay, I see.
confused. But around him, people just love the guy,
Yeah,
and so
that's
it's always just kind of fascinating to me. I mean, I think it's good for him. I don't find him particularly amusing, but
Yeah, he rolled some lucky dice. He does seem to get.
yeah, over and over and over again. And he seems to be confused why he's like, I don't know why Ariana Grande likes me, and yeah, Kim Kardashian, sure, I'll go on a date with you. Like, what the hell?
Huh.
But
Must be nice, Pete. Must be nice.
yeah, Pete's doing okay.
All right, so for the superpower, okay, so you could be a good candidate for Mount Rushmore. Who was I gonna? I would do like a president. So if I'm going with the president theme, if I was gonna answer this, I would do the one that's like I want people to like raise the eyebrow and say, "What the fuck?" Like a Millard Fillmore or something. You know what I mean? People like
Franklin
why
Pierce.
is Millard Fillmore? Thank you. Like, why is Franklin Pierce on the Mount? Right. He did nothing useful. Like or
Right.
or like Hoover with the people. Hoover.
Oh, okay,
people
so
living in
you would be
tents,
approaching
you
it-
know?
So you're more approaching it as a for people to look at it and be like, huh,
A
why is he
contrast.
up there?
Yeah, and at least look it up
You
and
know.
see what a bad president can be.
Right. I think we all know what bad presidents can be. We've
Most of them.
learned that pretty well.
All right, the name of the boat,
Um,
Love the Codfather. That is fantastic.
Oh, Codfather. If it was a riverboat, I would go with Cirrhosis of the River.
And, Got it.
But yeah, but I think you said it was an ocean voyage, right?
yes, around the world sailing.
Ship faced.
Face is good.
Breaking Wind.
Breaking Wind.
Seize the Day. Seize SEA.
I see what you did there.
Or Si Senor. So it's C SEA and then Senor. Si Senor.
Can Senor be really small? Like, si, Senor.
Yeah,
you
Si
can actually see
Senor.
what that
Yeah, whatever you want. It's your boat.
Love it.
And if it's a fast boat, that's why I said Usain Boat. Fastest man.
Except a boat on the ocean. Great.
So I think I give you plenty of options. That
Lots of good options.
one of those has to count.
Love it. Love all the good options. Yeah, I was trying to come up with something ocean related, like of the ocean, something. I don't know. Got nothing. No. I'm very again. Did you ever want to own a boat?
Never.
I didn't either. Don't they say the two greatest days in a man's life is the day he buys the boat and the day he sells it?
Yep. And I was told that when I was like 8, by as when I remember going on Indian guides trips with my dads, and like a couple of the other dads like had boats, and they were constantly they'd be like, oh, we're all gonna go out in the boat, and then there would be a problem with the boat.
Right.
And then the guy would be all upset trying to fix the boat, to be like, I think I got water in the engine, and okay, and then it becomes this huge thing because now everyone's been excited to go on the boat and the boat's not working,
right.
And now the guy is like, oh shit, So yeah, I wouldn't want to be, ass.
And you're paying to park the boat, and it's like you're paying to take care of the boat, and it's like, and every time you have a free weekend, you're like, oh, I should take my boat out because I've done it one because you have the boat and you feel obligated.
Right.
Pain on the ass upon pain in the ass.
It's a lot of work. If you're just really, really into it, I get it, but
right, if it's your thing, sure. Yeah. Although
what was your least favorite? Go ahead.
My least favorite?
I was gonna go to the least favorite food.
Oh yeah, no, I'll get there in a sec. So the thing I was gonna say, the potential upside, like if you happen to have a place on like a lake, like a small, reasonably sized lake, you know what I mean? You got one of those little boats, you just kind of putter around, you know what I mean? Like, okay,
right?
It's parked near your home. You're not paying extra for it. You're not susceptible to.
But you still, even those boats though, if you still have to put them away for the winter and that sort of thing. Like even if it's up on a lake, you gotta. It is a lot of money. You gotta store the boat, fuel for the boat, maintenance for the boat. It's all got like special marine level stuff that you have to use.
Vacation shouldn't be work. Vacation should be vacation. Action should be.
Right.
Just now you're not doing it right. All right, that's fair. So we're jumping back. So the least favorite food. Yeah, I gotta go. I mean, it's still my least favorite food, broccoli. Right? I will not eat it to this day.
So is that your least favorite? Because like broccoli is not something but like liver is far worse than broccoli.
I'd eat liver before I eat broccoli.
Exponentially. Wow.
Yeah, like broccoli.
Liver broccoli has a strong taste.
Broccoli makes me want to vomit by looking at it. Pretty extreme.
What about cauliflower?
Well, that's broccoli.
Okay, but it's not. So it is. Does what about broccaflower?
Whoa, I'm not familiar with the broccaflower. Why are you creating new horrors to haunt my dreams?
I'm not great. Broccaflower is something that my kids eat all the time. It's like broccoli and cauliflower. It's the genes mixed, and it's kind of like green and wet. Yeah.
So this is a maybe it's a well-known thing. I'm not sure, but broccoli is actually a genetically modified plant and crossbred from cauliflower. So it was mutated and cross-pollinated until you got broccoli. So they're actually very similar. But yeah, a mixture, I guess
so yeah, I guess that's why they would.
Well, I think cauliflower is the natural, the more natural one occurred in nature, and then they sort of broccoli, and then I guess.
Well, it's the same reason. Like you eat a banana now, it doesn't have any seeds.
Right.
So they're literally creating bananas that cannot reproduce.
Right. It's like the
seedless watermelon, seedless grapes.
Yeah, it's like the mule of the fruit world, right? The mules are sterile, right?
The mules are sterile.
Yes.
Yeah.
So there you go. Yeah. So broccoli.
Yeah,
so what did you say yours was? I didn't even know what
mine
that
was.
You said.
Yes. You. Mine was very specific because I don't think it's necessarily true. So what I said was gołąbkis, and
gołąbkis, yes.
A gołąbki is a Polish dish. And I'm sure when made properly is wonderful, and the people of Poland I'm sure like it. My mom decided that she knew how to make a gołąbki, and in her mind she would take ground hamburger, a can of tomato paste, not tomato sauce, tomato paste, put that all in there, and then make those into balls and wrap them in cabbage leaves, and that was a gołąbki. It was gross.
Okay.
And it wasn't
broccoli.
the right.
It doesn't sound good.
Oh no, yeah, no. That when I would see it, I was like, like that, and baked beans. I cannot eat baked beans.
I don't care for baked beans either.
If I took a spoonful, I would throw it up.
Oh really? Wow.
Like I cannot eat.
But like I would say that, but like it's just the way it is in the sauce and everything. Like if it wasn't the sauce, if it was just like a standalone bean, non-sauce, like I'd probably take that one bean and eat it, and that would be fine. You know what I mean?
Yes,
Like,
if it
but
was
it's,
big, but it's baked beans like because I've tried as an adult, and it's like I get it, and it's like
yeah, it's
yeah,
vomitous.
it's
It's
immediately
vomitous.
yeah, it's my disgust reaction is
Right.
immediately
But does it produce
triggered.
shamating, which is a term that we?
Oh no, it does not. The only thing that I found that produces real shamaning is a water slide. And it has to be a very specific water slide, and a water slide that is very highly vertical, in which you're coming flying down and you have a bait grid crash, and it gives you the opportunity to release all of your fluids at once into the water.
Completely evac both ends.
Yeah. It's just full egress. Just open up the airlocks, just flush it all out. That's fine. That's what shamaning is.
Alright, so
I mean, you
it's not-
asked.
So, hey, I just wanted to make sure beans were not the shamaning level. That's all. So I'm glad they're not.
No. Well, no. Shamaning is its own special level. I mean, shamaning that does require that water slide.
Right.
At least as far as I know, you got to have the water slide to get the full shaman.
Yes. Yes. Wasn't there a Oh, I keep thinking of movie references every time we talk about this stuff. Wasn't there like a Kick-Ass movie, Kick-Ass 2 or something like that? There's the taser thing with the certain frequency that would basically make you shaman. You took it to
Oh
school
yeah,
and hit the girls
it
with
was. But there was that one where it was it both? Because I know there's been lots of movies where like someone had an electrical device that like made people shit themselves.
Yeah.
Like that's a kind of a trope in
Right.
some but
Does that really exist? Or
oh
is that...
yeah, no,
Yeah,
that's what they had in Minority Report. Remember they had a sick stick,
Yeah.
and they would poke you with it, and the person would immediately vomit.
Yes.
And so that was how they kept crowd control and stuff, because you just beam them with the thing, and people were like, ah, and like
Right.
it just completely took them out.
Right. But does it really exist? That's what I'm sure.
No, I don't think so.
Duke stick and the
I
shit
mean,
stick.
maybe, probably. I mean, no. If someone could figure out a way to do it, I mean, if you could figure out like the power that is in that water slide and its ability
And harness
to
it.
create like a super powerful shaman, you know, but yeah, I don't see how you get in there without the physics and stuff. Like, you would need to, some device would really need to overcome a lot of stuff in order to get the water slide effect.
It
I
could
think.
maybe be used for good, right? It could be used for like a cleansing.
But I think I think we all can agree that like just puking is not a cleansing activity.
Non-desirable. It's true. That's just
non-
like the
yeah,
good food
I mean,
going out.
it is a reflex and something that happens when our body is like, get the fuck out.
Yes.
But you know, not a great you know, just kind of a daily thing that you use. You know.
Yes. All right. So moving on. Mythological animal. You said the typhon.
Typhon. Yeah. So okay, the typhon. Did you know what the typhon is?
Is
So
it,
okay.
is the, is
so
it
the
the
typhon-
I thought there was only one typhon. I thought he was the ancient.
No, Typhon is the big bad granddaddy of every Greek mythological monster.
Right.
Like, it's pretty much the father of like the Gorgons and all that
Right.
stuff. So Typhon was a child of the primordial goddess Gaia.
Yes.
And
Goddess of the earth.
the thing with the thing with Typhon is that like the stuff about him, like his arms were as wide as the stars and all this other stuff. But some of the key things that make him awesome was, one, Typhon threw mountains at people. When he got in a fight, he threw a mountain at you. That's badass. And second, Typhon is the only one that was able to defeat Zeus, and he completely fucked Zeus up so bad. He actually ripped out all of Zeus's muscles. So Zeus was like lying there like at a pile, and then Hermes, the messenger god, came and retrieved Zeus's muscles and gave him back to him, and that's the only reason that Zeus continued on. But Typhon did
Got it.
kick his ass.
But Typhon's his
so-
grandfather, isn't he? Grandfather, I believe. He's
Right,
father of
well-
Jupiter, isn't he?
No. It would be his. It would be. Typhon. No. Yeah, it would be down. Yes, because Typhon. Yeah, Zeus would came later, because then you had the Titans, and then
Yes.
the Titans were then before the Greek gods.
Right. That's what I thought. Yeah. Was he a monster though? I guess he was. Okay. All right. That's fair.
Yeah, he was like he had like snakes for legs, and like was covered
Yeah.
with like dragon's wings, and was absolutely huge and had like either multiple dragon heads. It depends on the story, but he's always just like some crazy, his arm span was from east to west.
Right.
He was as tall as the stars,
Right.
that kind of thing.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I'm trying to
Yeah,
think what mine
had
was.
serpented feet.
Serpented feet, right? Exactly. What mine was? It was the. I mean, Minotaur's great. Griffin is fun. Who's a Gorgon?
Yeah.
And the what's the one that well, not Leviathan. Damn it. Now I'm blanking on the name. Clash of the Titans. What's the giant? Kraken.
Perseus
Kraken.
or
Kraken.
Kraken. The Kraken.
Kraken's
Yeah, that's
kinda
the sea
badass.
creature. Yeah.
Kraken's kind of badass. Or Kraken.
Yeah, I just immediately said Typhon just because like literally is the only thing I could think of that ever beat the king of the gods. So
seriously.
it seems that and since he is like of almost every like even the Gorgon, all of those monsters, like he's the father person, like he's the father element of whatever the mythology is. Typhon.
I'll go with that.
He's nailing everybody and just kicking out
Kicking ass,
monstrous
changing
children.
names. Yeah. Cranking through 'em.
Absolutely.
Causing all kinds of grief and woe. Cool. Worst style choice. Yeah, you brought up the khakis with the flannel. That was your look. That was your thing back in the day. I remember that.
That was my thing, and the because it was early '90s, and that was
And
more.
That was that perfume.
But
you wore that perfume too. That
it was not perfume. It was cologne, and it was Drakkar Noir. And the only reason that I put it on was
for
because
90s.
every 17 magazine and Vogue and everything put the little cards that had the Drakkar Noir in them, so that women could smell them and go, "This is what good smells like." And then they would sell it to
pheromone-based
men.
Reaction.
Yeah, unclear. But at Barnes and Noble where I was working, I also had to wear a tie, and ties with plaid generally not a thing.
Correct.
Didn't care. So
Did you button
I
the
had
plaid?
lots and lots. Oh yeah, no, I have a buttoned plaid
And
shirt,
tucked it in your pants.
yes, and a tie because I got my tie, and in the tie would be a generally some sort of a forest scene. We might have a giant grizzly bear, perhaps a family of otters, a beaver going about its day, little fun nature scenes like that.
So okay, so but
I think back of it fondly, but it probably did look ridiculous.
right. So by the time I saw you, all you needed to do was take off the tie, unbutton and untuck the
Untuck the shirt.
flannel, and you're ready to rock. You're
Yeah.
in
Yeah, you had Mr. Green Pants.
big. And there he was.
Yeah.
And put on the ball cap, and
See,
you're
this
good
was-
to go.
Yeah, this was pre Mr. Green Pants. This was pre ball cap.
Right.
This is before I even this was when I was still technically a child.
Like
But working till midnight at Barnes and Noble.
like Foster.
But they said you had to wear a tie, and I was like,
All right,
Okay,
Here's your fucking
and-
tie, right? That's kind of like
Yeah.
you work at Bennigan's, like how many pieces of flair you have to wear. You're like, hey, here's my flair.
right,
Here's my tie.
exactly.
Done.
Yeah, yeah. Look, 13 pieces. I got 13.
The 13's the minimum. We expect everyone to go beyond the minimum.
You wanna go beyond that, don't you? You do, don't you?
Yes. Cool. So that's it. I think we got it all. We talked about foods. We talked
What
about
was your worst style choice?
My entire childhood? I don't know. So
Or no, just in life. Like, did you go through a skinny tie phase?
no, not skinny tie. Mine was
like-
I was
Like
part
Anthony
of
Michael
part
Hall?
of Trenchcoat Mafia for a while. That was not
Oh,
a good look.
I was actually. Well, it was a fine look until the craziness happened, and then it became Columbine, and everything became
Columbine
suspect.
shooting.
But like, yeah, I used to wear a black trench coat too. And because it was cold, it was useful because it had like deep pockets and everything else. And that didn't happen until after I was already, out of college. But yeah, that would have sucked if it would have been like, okay, I guess we don't wear these anymore.
Right.
Like, like,
It's
the
not-
next day, okay,
Not quite the
time
level.
to buy new jackets.
Not quite the level of a Hitler mustache, but it's in that genre. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's just something. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
And then I had a look for many years and you met me when I dressed this way. Is kind of like the baggy jeans that were ripped, the sneakers with the Velcro closures way after the Velcro was no longer a style. You know what I mean? Like way beyond its it's time, and then some stupid ratty T-shirt that had either some stupid obnoxious saying on it, and then a jean jacket. That was my
Oh yeah, with the jean jacket. Yeah, I
the
remember
mullet.
the jean jacket did the kind of rounded out the
Yeah,
ensemble.
yeah, that
Right.
was my thing back then.
It's
I
like
looked ridiculous.
wearing a ratty T-shirt and is one thing, but yeah, the jeans jacket gave it your signature style, along with the very special orthopedic shoes.
Right.
Um,
And the mullet. I had the mullet then. All bad.
oh yeah, the hair kind of going, yeah, right, yeah, when you were in Midsummer, I think you had that long hair.
There you go. And the thing is, like, so this was funny. So related story. So one of my college roommates, who you didn't know, was
From Canada.
not from Canada. Yeah, that's right. So he was pretty stylish dude, and he was a good looking guy, and he did pretty well with the ladies, but like he was kind of wasn't like I tried to be friends with him, and he was friendly, like acquaintancy, but not like always at like a certain arm's length. You know what I mean? Like kind of like, okay, fine, don't want to hang out, whatever. Years later, I heard from another roommate. He said, "Yeah, this dude never liked you," and I'm like, "Really? Why?" I'm so easygoing and so personable. You know what I mean? I'm like, I acknowledge my.
Is it the
like,
jeans
no,
jacket?
It was because of the way I dressed. He's like, he clearly doesn't give a shit about what he looks like, and that reflects a weakness in character. You know what I mean? Because I didn't care about myself.
Wow.
Yeah. And I'm like, huh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, fuck that guy.
I know, kind of bugged me. But I thought about, like, I look at pictures of myself, and I'm lamenting. I'm like, oh, I didn't date that much in college or whatever, right? And then I looked at how I dressed and how I sort of presented myself back then. I'm like, okay, I get it. All's forgiven. You know what I mean? It's like I wouldn't have dated me either.
Right. Well, I mean, there's a difference between that and being like your roommate never liked you because he thought you had a character flaw due to your not taking care of yourself with your dress. I mean, it's just like, go fuck yourself, dude. Yeah. Like you were a ladies' man at WPI. Great. Like, fantastic.
You're the king of the losers.
You had only the 2 nipples. That was it. Like, congratulations, dude.
Too funny. Yeah. So I was but then later, like, and that because my mindset at the time was like, I'm just gonna wear what I'm comfortable with. I don't give a shit what I look like. I'm just gonna be me. I'm gonna be me. You know what I mean? Kind of the whole thing. And I'm like, well, dress doesn't matter. But like years later, I look back and I'm like, it matters. You know what I mean? We don't want it to matter, but it does. Like what you look like, how you present yourself, how you groom yourself, it matters. People have that impression, even if it's subconscious. They react to you differently, accordingly.
No, that's definitely true.
That's when I became a big advocate of, I talked to some people and learned how to like dress to flatter my shape. You know what I mean? It's like, stop wearing baggy shit. I'm a thin dude. Wear stuff that's a little more form fitting. Wear shirts that don't look like skirts. You know what I mean? It's like things like that. It's like wear collars once in a while. So yeah, I came around.
I never really had. I've definitely never had any sort of fashion. As you can see, my garb is the same at every show. I do try to make sure that I'm always, I'm reminding myself that I am enough and I am good enough, strong enough, and doggone it, people like me. But yeah, no, I get that because my signature look was like green pants. Plaid or whatever, some kind of shirt, untucked, hat. And you know what? It's still that now, except no more collared shirt. But now I'm a Knuff.
Now you're Knuff.
And I have a fleece.
But
still got the hat.
I gotta say, like, you at least had a sense like that looked good on you, and other people felt the same. You know what I mean? That was the sense I missed. Like I didn't realize what looked good on me, to actually wear. So.
I could never really tell if because people commented on the way that I dressed, but never like it was good. It was more of like, oh, you're wearing your uniform.
Oh, I see.
And so I got that a lot of like, oh, here comes Steve, because it was like you'd never, unless I was in a suit or something, I just generally always looked. I just had a different version of the khaki shirt on.
Different flannel,
right? Right, exactly. Like I had the same Dalhousie University hat, for like 7 years.
Yes. That's awesome.
Oh, and little behind the scene, this hat says Curacao on the top. Nice. I have this hat made.
Really?
I get it replaced every 2 years, and I change what's written on it from Curacao to Turks and Caicos to any sort of Caribbean island. It's
So
all
the
got the
places
scuba
you've
diver on
been
it.
and scuba in.
The place, yep,
Nice.
yeah, because I always had a hard time finding a hat, and once I found this place, they were like, "Oh, you can make this thing." I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm just gonna
Done
do
and
that."
done. Right.
Yeah. So
That's awesome. Nice.
once when my latest hat gets chopped up by the lawnmower or whatever,
Wood chipper.
$18.95, I got another one,
Right on. That's awesome. Well, cool.
and it's been my signature style now for like 40 years. So
It's style that persists. All right. So, no, I think we covered it all, right? We talked about love, relationships, talked about taxes, tax
taxes,
forms, and laws, and we talked about
breaking them.
yeah, we talked about social media stalking and depression.
What an unopened box of condoms can mean.
Yes,
What depression is.
and how to date.
Um,
We covered how to date, how to ask out a cute barista.
We're awesome.
I think so.
Like we're fucking amazing.
Quick question:
Wow.
is a male
Okay.
barista called a baristo?
No, they're called the barista.
You would think they would be called barista.
No, they're called a barista. You tried to trick me.
I did.
And you didn't. So
There's no tricking you. Really. I clearly
How
chose
does the
wisely
failure
with,
feel?
I clearly chose wisely with our guest, with our special guest.
Yep.
Exciting.
I
All right.
can see the failure on your face, and it hurts badly, but you'll get past it.
Yeah, for sure. So, all right. With that said, we're gonna sign off. So it was great seeing everybody tonight. Thank you for everybody who came by. Thank you, and Sunland, Super J, everybody else who came by. Nice to see you. Keep sending your
Always.
questions. The link is under Green Pants.
I think it's under me.
It's
Oh
under-
yeah, see, when I
yes.
do this, then this means something.
Yeah,
Okay,
exactly.
yes, okay,
You,
that's
you
when-
understand my thing.
Okay. Yeah. Now
Under
I
Green
get- now,
Pants,
okay.
on our Twitch channel, you will see a link that says,
All
"Okay,
coming
seriously,
together.
ask your question." Click there. You'll get a form, a Google form. Fill out your question, send it to us. You can send it completely anonymously. Whatever you want to do. Want to come and hop in our Discord server, ask the questions there? You can do that too. So that's it. So we'll be here next Tuesday, 9 p.m. Eastern U.S. time, and we will
9:30.
be and I'll be here with the Co-op Crew Gaming on Sunday, 9 p.m. Eastern time. So come check out both. Check out the calendar. Come by. All likes and follows appreciated. So until then, we'll catch you next time. And as always, here to help.
Here to help.
Green Pants, thank you again.
Good night.